prediction, bare minimum, 3 sacks for Odafe Owe. There you have it. What about you, Hendo?
My bold prediction is Lamar Jackson passes for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a perfect passer rating. That's my bold prediction for the game, and it's going to happen.
All right, all right, all right. We are back. You weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not. And I'm like, well, great. Neither one of us had the correct bold prediction for tonight's game.
I mean, I predicted the Jackson 5. I predicted Lamar Jackson would have a perfect passer rating, which he was off by just a smidge.
400 passing yards.
They sat him in the fourth quarter.
Again, you didn't say if they play him the entire game.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all. You say I'm off, but how many sacks did Odafe Owe have?
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome into the show. We are not talking about Odafe Owe tonight because I just feel like this is going to be a roast session for him. But let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens getting the dub today against those New York Giants.
Yeah, let's do that. But let's see who we got in the chat first. Not many people in here. We got Osmond in the chat. What's going on, Osmond? Appreciate you for being here. Just Tornado. Appreciate you for showing up. Will, my man, what's going on? Glad to see you back.
Hi, Willie.
All right. Let's get into this game. So
let's do it.
The Baltimore Ravens defeated the New Jersey Giants. That's where they're located at. Don't look at me like that. They call themselves New York, but they're located in Jersey.
I know they're in Jersey.
So the New Jersey Giants, 35-14. This was a game that we all anticipated was going to be a cakewalk. It didn't look that way early on. You know, first Lamar had the fumble, and it was like, oh, here we go. Like the game is not starting off the way we predicted it to. But I put more of that on your man's Zay Flowers, who was just standing there looking around like, well, what am I supposed to do on this play? What am I supposed to do? I'm just going to let 3 guys hit Lamar and Lamar fumble. But unfortunately, that's when Lamar fumbles the most, when he gets outside the pocket and he starts running the ball. But like I've said in previous videos, previous streams, when Lamar Jackson makes a mistake, he makes up for it. And boy, did he make up for it. I'll take a fumble to go along with 5 touchdown passes and no interceptions. Yolanda, please give me your perception of this game.
We will start with Lamar Jackson. Yes. Hi there, Lady Laura Baltimore. But hi, Gretchen. Yes, congrats to the Ravens. I know the Seahawks play, and yeah, we'll be rooting for your team, saying the best for your team.
Clairvoyance.
But hi there, Jeff J.
Foresight.
Starting with Lamar Jackson, yes, had more touchdown passes than he had incompletions. He had 5 touchdowns, only 4 incompletions. I just really am, I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him, but I want to remember to keep it in proper perspective. So while there is certainly room to celebrate and be, joyful and gleeful about in terms of this game, just like Osmond said, there's still plenty to clean up. But on with the good for right now, and we can talk about the not so good in just a bit. But for Lamar Jackson coming back after the loss against the Eagles, he said his mother had choice words with him after that game, basically saying, you need to run the ball. And today, that's exactly what we saw. Personally, do I like to see him run as much as we saw? No, I don't. But if it means that he's able to continue the drive, keep it alive, and protect himself, go for it. So offensive line did a fine job for the most part, from what I saw. Again, keeping things in proper perspective. No shade, Ferris. Your defensive line is just not that great.
Injuries.
We can call it that. That's what we'll say. Injuries plaguing your D-line, so maybe that's the reason. Okay. But anyway, the Ravens were able to, at least for the offensive line, block enough for Derrick Henry, the running backs, create some lanes, keep Lamar Jackson upright. How many sacks did he have? If you know that, He said, "No, they suck." That's what I was going to say, but
I was trying to make Ferris feel better.
I
Like
know.
he has had years of this. He has had years of dealing with a team that just can't seem to win. They just can't seem to get things right. They are 0-8. 0-8 on the season. They have one more chance to win a game at home. And if they go winless, I think this is the first time since 83 or 70 something that they gone winless at home. So
Yeah.
I feel for you, Ferris.
That's tough. That's tough. And I think what do you only have one more home game remaining this season for your team, Ferris. So, and I don't know who is coming. Hey there, Chin Woo. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining. So, but something that Philip said, "Hey Philip, how are you doing?" He said, "Look, Tez Walker. We got a chance to see Tez Walker, and Hendo has been rather critical about Tez Walker. Not just Tez per se, no, but about wide receivers coming from North Carolina and my Gators specifically." So with that, Hendo, what do you have to say about Tez Walker and his touchdown?
Listen, congratulations to him. And it is very special to have your first catch in the NFL be a touchdown. Like that's something he will always remember. Congratulations to him for that. But the sun shines on the dog's ass at least once a day. Excuse my language, but that's the phrase. I mean, he listen, take nothing away from it. Catching touchdowns in the NFL is not an easy thing to do. But let's calm down a little bit. It was the New York Giants and a depleted secondary and a depleted defensive line. But he did his thing because I actually went back and watched it. And I thought that he had excellent footwork because he was at the back of the end zone and had to toe tap it. So it was a great job on him. I mean, if he can come in and help this team and be better off for it, cool. But apparently for me, it was something that the coaches were seeing week in and week out during practice that he shouldn't have been in the games. Now, should Nelson Aguilar be in the games? I don't think so. But congratulations to him. I take nothing from him. Good job.
Yeah, I agree. But I tend to disagree with one portion. You said something that the coaches might have been seeing in practice. Okay, well, did they not see it this past week? And if so, did they just overlook it? Because if they have reservations or if they've had reservations about Tez, 15 weeks or 14, it took all of 15 weeks for him to get here to actual playing time at the receiver position. Why did he miraculously end up as a receiver today?
That's special teams tackle. John Harbaugh is a special teams coach. You get rewarded for playing good special teams. That's how Justice Hill got on the field a little bit more a couple years ago because he played great special teams. So with that tackle, they're like, you know what? Let's throw him a bone, give him some plays on offense. And he made the most of it. I take nothing from him. But also there is an issue with Deontay Johnson going forward. We're going to injury reserve him, relegate him to the bench, whatever we're going to do. So we're going to need to bring in another wide receiver just in case. Tylen Wallace, don't know what's going on with him. They demoted him from kickoff and punt return. So he wasn't doing well on special teams. John Harbaugh didn't like that. So he's benched. So now they have to bring in somebody that they can possibly depend on because maybe they're losing faith in what Nelson Aguilar can do. Like after the game versus the Eagles, when he dropped that pass, he caught a nice pass.
He did.
But that is Nelson Aguilar's career. Nelson Aguilar will give you an amazing catch and then drop the easiest ones. He's just too inconsistent with all his mishaps.
Right. But I think, personally, the reason that Tez Walker got some looks today, the reason that I think that Tez actually got some targets today at the wide receiver position, not because they really wanted, hey there, Lee Commander, not because the Ravens really wanted to use him. Hi, Black Ice. But rather because they're...
Listen, Black Ice, I'm really, really sorry. And I'm really, really bad at leaving my house when I don't have to. I haven't forgot about you. But because it has taken so long for me to get you what I'm supposed to get to you, it's going to be a little something extra in there for you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Shout out to Matt who re-signed up for the Patreon. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, thank you. I think that they used Tez today just as an experiment. Let's see if he can do something. I'm not really a fan of his, but we might be in dire straits. I don't really like this cat named Deontay Johnson. I don't really want to have to use him. I don't really want to have to like rely on him down the stretch. He's coming off of his 1 game suspension, but
Mhm.
look, if Tez Walker can give us a little spark, I'll take him over Deontay. That's what I think it was.
Well, also you have to look at it as when you start dealing with athletes, professional, college, wherever, confidence is a big thing. And if you can start guys out with high confidence, that's a good thing. So what you do is you take them and you put them up against a secondary that's really not that good. They haven't been good all year. Then once again, you add in the injuries and you put him out there and see what he can do versus lesser competition. If he does better with lesser competition, then you can start to insert him in games here and there to see if he can perform going into the playoffs. So I think it was more of a confidence boosting thing for him just to see where he was at. And we'll see where it goes from there. But we know how John Harbaugh and the Ravens operate. A guy can have an amazing game 1 game and the next game be phased all the way out. So we'll
The
see
only
what happens.
oh, sorry.
We'll
No,
see what
I'm sorry.
happens with him going forward.
The only reason I tend to disagree, and of course we'll have to wait and see. We're all speculating. We don't know. I just think it was yeah, exactly. I just
Right.
think this is more of a slight to Deontay
That man,
Johnson. I
that
keep
man
wanting
is
to
so
call him.
man is so petty.
That's what I think it is. I think this is less of, hey, let's see if we have a viable option. No, this is about, hey, let's see if he can do something because I really don't want to have to call Deontay Johnson next week. I'd
Right.
rather know that yes, we can at least rely on Tez Walker to come in for a handful of snaps. Hey, Agnes,
Yeah,
and provide us with something. That'll be all the reason that I need to give him a healthy scratch designation next week.
right. What's going on, y'all? Listen, I
Hey,
need
Katie.
somebody to do some research. I need Twitter, Black Twitter, whomever, find out who Chinbu is. I need to know what relative of John Harbaugh he is. Because listen, I'll give him credit. The one thing he's been loyal to
Yes,
John
he has.
Harbaugh through thick and thin. He
He
will
is.
defend that man till the end.
He does.
I give him that. I don't agree with it, but
He does.
something has to be said about loyalty.
Yeah.
What's up, Killer Cam?
Hey, Killer Cam, bonjour.
Super brother.
Yes, so that's the only thing, that's the only reason, but it was still good. No matter what the reason is, I will take the fact that he came in, like you said, Hendo, first catch in the regular season, NFL career, starts out with a banger touchdown. Toe tap, got it. There you go. So
Right.
exactly, Lady Laura. Anybody but Deontay. That's kind of how I think the mindset is. I'm not going to be surprised if we do not see Deontay next week or the following week, even if he's not a healthy scratch, even if he's on, he's
Never
ready
see
to
the man
go.
again.
I just don't think we're going to see much of him. So, um, yeah, Osmond said at this point, the mindset really should be all hands on deck. To me, these last few games, these are playoff games in my book. Like, you need to treat them as such. Don't just, go in, okay, we'll win, or if we don't, it's fine. We're already in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. You need to be hopefully figuring out what your areas of deficiencies are, working on those throughout the week, so that when we see you on Sunday or Thursday, you are ready to go. So, good thing that our tight end, Mark Andrews,
Mm-hmm.
came back, and he's coming back this season after last season's injury. Slow start for him, the
100%.
beginning of the season.
So,
Hey, Rave, he's coming back, and the chemistry between he and Lamar is still right there. So it's good to know that, okay, at least we have one, one that we really that Lamar trusts and that he relies on. And he broke a record. He now
Yes, he did.
holds the franchise record for most touchdowns scored by a single player.
Yeah, he holds a scoring record as well. He did his thing, but I think also Lamar is starting to trust Rashad Bateman more. We all want to say wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and we all want to elevate Zay to that wide receiver 1. But I think that the connection that Lamar and Bateman have developed, I think he trusts him more further down the field. I think when it comes to short and intermediate passes, Lamar Jackson is Zay all the way. Hey, you get it, you break some tackles, get the yardage that you can. But when it comes to going downfield and running routes, I think Rashad Bateman is that guy he can trust. Now, hopefully the consistency stays there. Hopefully he can remain healthy because we're going to need him come playoff time. Because unlike your trusted guy, Mark Andrews, he has 0 touchdowns throughout his playoff career. And I'm not trying to knock him, but when it matters the most and we need him the most, especially during the years and the times where he was Lamar Jackson's favorite and only target, you're telling me you couldn't get 1 touchdown in any of those games? Isaiah Likely has a touchdown.
He does.
So
yeah, I mean that's a very valid point. Yes, Agnes, we saw that toe tap. We did. We saw it, and for that to be how Tez will always have that reminder, like, hey, do you remember your first NFL touchdown? Yeah, it's my first game, my first catch, toe tap in the end zone to secure the touchdown. So yes, that I was really happy to see that. And Jeff J, really, I don't ever wish injury on any player. TJ
wait
Watt
a
went down
minute.
with a lower leg ankle injury. No.
Listen, do not have any sympathy for that guy. That's the guy that
I know
injured
he's
Ronnie
not a,
Stanley.
he's a dirty player. I know that.
He injured Ronnie Stanley and had us
Yep.
scrambling around for years. So
I
don't
know.
have any sympathy for him. Like, listen, we've been one of the most injured teams throughout the NFL in the last 10 years. There's no sympathy for them. I don't want anybody to get hurt as well, but I don't
Yeah, I
feel
don't.
bad for them. I mean, you know what? You're already losing by 2 touchdowns with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So that is another game that the Ravens don't have to make up. So
Yes.
next week, if we win, we can kind of tie it up. But back to the Giants game. You know, I don't like to really tell people I can see the future, but I see the future. I dream it sometimes. I mean, I really do. No, honestly, I really do. Like, it's eerie. And I told you, John Harbaugh was going to come out here with the same offensive line formation, but what he was going to do during the game is sprinkle in a couple of guys subbing for a few plays. Josh Jones came in for a play, got a penalty. They sent him right back to the bench. He's like, yep. You're who we thought you.
That's exactly what we thought you were. There you go. Have a seat. Yeah.
Have a seat. So, you know, and you know, you said the line played well. I don't think that they played well. They didn't open up any holes for Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry had 2 more yards than Lamar Jackson on more than double the rushes. If Lamar were not able to escape pressure, and a lot of those throws that Lamar made down the field were once he escaped the pressure. Not to mention his scrambles. Now I know people want him to run more, and they're going to say, well, this is the reason why he runs more. But some of those passes were off of scrambles, and we would not have had a couple of those touchdowns had he run for 10 to 12 yards. So the offensive line is still crap to me. And this defensive line was not a good defensive line. And we struggled versus them. They had Brian Burns and a couple of dudes from the bar and still did what they did. So, yeah, you can miss me with the offensive line played well stuff. Like, they did not.
A couple of dudes from where?
From the bar. Like, they were driving through New York. They were downtown. They saw some big dudes coming out the bar. Was like, hey, can you rush the passer? And they like, if you pay me enough, that's what happened.
Well, maybe we should try that, because certainly we weren't rushing the pass. But that's not. We're not talking about the defense just
yet.
Okay. No. Stop. No. But yeah.
Play it again?
I did not think that we would see major change in our offensive line rotation. I think what we have and what we've seen is what we can expect to see. That's it. We're not going to make any changes. Sorry, Rave. We're not going to see Ben Cleveland.
We saw him
except, right. I was going to say, except sprinkled in here and there. That's it. He's not going to.
That's because the backups came in.
Yeah. That's the only time we're going to see him. Honestly, we're not going to see him outside of that. So, hey, Robert.
I'm happy with the score.
What score would have made you happy, Hendo?
I'm happy with the score. Like, the score is not what bothered me. What bothers me is the Giants came in lowest scoring offense in the NFL, horrible at home, horrible on the road, bad defensive line. Best players are hurt. But yet and still, our offensive line that has been together this whole season struggled against them. And what does that say for us going forward when it comes to the playoffs? I could not care less about anything that happens to the regular season. And I've been saying this for years. We can score, make all the records, do everything we need to do. When it comes to playoff time and we're playing those playoff type defenses, what are they going to do? And for me, the way that you do that is you prepare for it during the regular season. The regular season, to me, is just a ramp up towards the playoffs. And if you're still having these fundamental problems, if you're still having these problems where you can't get certain things together, what's going to happen when we face that defense? When we face Kansas City in the second round, if things stay the way that they are, when we go up against that defensive line, what is that offensive line going to do? And we're going to expect Lamar to be Superman once again and carry the load, because that's what he did this game. I don't hear all the pundits talking about, well, the Ravens got Derrick Henry, and that's why the Ravens are good. Derrick Henry didn't do diddly squat today. That was all Lamar Jackson. But they don't talk about when Derrick Henry is not being Derrick Henry, but Lamar's being Lamar. Like, they don't talk about that aspect of the game. So I need this offensive line to be a little bit better and do a little bit more, or I need the coaching staff to put in the players that are actually going to make the plays and do their job. Bill Belichick says it all the time. Do your job.
That's it. And I know you were asking Hendo, but I'll just take a second to answer to Robert. Yeah, I know. It's, for me, it was not necessarily the score, and I agree with Hendo. My concern is by week 15, we are still collecting penalties. We are still fumbling the ball.
Mhm.
We are still not being, like, we're still seeing our offense do well in one game. Meanwhile, our defense struggle a bit. Now, yes, they held the Giants to 14 points. So that's
Mhm.
good. But in that first quarter, we were getting 3 and outs, getting them off the field, and our defense did very good. But what about that second quarter? We cannot afford to have our defense start to look soft or fall flat, especially against tougher competitions. So what I would like to see is not necessarily a number and a score, but our ability as a team to function in total unison, and to be able to have play 4 meaningful quarters of football
Mhm.
together, and not have the offense up here, defense down here, or vice versa. Today we saw special teams do what they did their job. We saw the offense, for the most part, do their job. And we saw the defense somewhat do theirs, but it certainly could have been better.
Yeah, like Farrah said, he's a Giants fan, a diehard Giants fan. He said it should have been
Yep.
0 points. Listen, I'm not knocking the defense. They did what they needed to do to win the game. Not knocking them at all. But you're
Yeah.
playing against the third and the fourth string quarterback. Third and fourth string quarterback. Outside of Malik Neighbors,
Yeah.
who do they have? All right, they had Darius Slayton. Not anybody to worry about.
Mm-mm.
They had the kid Tracy. He dropped the
Mhm.
first down. You have Moda. He ain't do much of nothing. So I just need them to get certain things cleaned up. And one thing that both offensively and defensively, where they are aligned, where I will say offense and defense is aligned every single game, is penalties. They seem to just love to get penalties. It's like a snowball effect. Once
Yep.
somebody gets one, it just keeps rolling. Now, some of those calls may have been BS, but you can't tell me that all of those calls were BS. Tyler Linderbaum, love him. What is up with him in these snaps where he's forgetting the snap count? Like, this happens like once every other game. So
Yeah.
I just that this team just needs to work on the little things, the fundamental things, because it's about doing it during the playoffs. Because if we lose in the playoffs, John Harbaugh is not going to get the criticism.
Nope.
He's not going to get the criticism. It's going to fall on Lamar Jackson unfairly and unjustly. So for me, I take that personally, and that's why I get so upset, because I expect them to put the people around Lamar to help him get to that next level. They talk a good game about, I want Lamar to be the best, and I want him to win Super Bowls, and I want all of this. But when it comes to putting guys around him to help him out, they're like, well, I would get that guy. But this guy is half the price of that other guy. So let's just bring him in and see what happens.
Yeah. You're right, Robert. You can't expect a shutout against any team. And I don't think I don't know who the comment was for, but I don't expect shutouts.
Right.
When they come, few and far between, they're nice, they're sweet, but it's not the expectation. The expectation for me is, rather than focus on the number of points we allow a game or the amount of points that we put up a game. Obviously, that does matter. But my focus is, how do we look in comparison to how we looked last time we played a game? Do we look better?
Right.
And by do we look better, I'm judging that based on the entirety of the game. Not just, well, the defense really did good in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, or the second quarter, but how did they do the entire game? And, you know, like Ferris said, 100 yards in penalties against a better team, you lose. You do. So that's the concern that I have.
But that seems to be our new norm. It just seems to be our new norm. Like penalties, it's not just self-imploding at the wrong times. And listen, I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this. I know that I am. Please stop hyping up Nate Wiggins like he's a shutdown corner. Please. He's lucky he was playing against a bad quarterback. Lucky. And he's up there celebrating bad throws. But then when he gets beat or he's holding, because he holds all game long, they just don't call it. You know, and I don't expect him to be this guy, because to me, they're unfairly putting him up against number one receivers. He's a rookie in the league. This is his 14th game? And they're putting him up each and every week against number one receivers. I know they're trying to get him experience, but that's not how you do it. And he's just not what y'all trying to hype him up to be.
No, he's not. He's good. And I think he has the potential. Hi, Zeke. I think in B Squared, thanks for being here. I think he has the potential to be a very good cornerback, very solid.
And
Next
you are correct,
year,
Robert. You are correct. He is.
Yeah, he is. But is that saying a lot? Because Brandon Stevens, I know we're talking about offense, but whenever you want to move over to the defense.
Let's move, since we already do it, let's just transition to defense.
Okay. Anything else? If you have any other comments you want to highlight for us about the offense, let us know. But we're going to start chatting about the defense. And
My favorite part.
Oh boy, see, I hope you guys are having fun. If you are, hit the like button. And if you're not, don't worry about it. Just hit the subscribe.
How can you not be having fun?
We
won the game. The Steelers lost, or they're losing. They're going to lose. How can you not be having fun?
Hit the subscribe button, come back, watch another video or live stream. I promise you'll have fun. You'll have a good time. Just whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Just hit a button. Talking about our defense. Okay. I know this is
like
he is. He will be. He will be. Stevens had 3 PI calls. So yes, let's just skip over the defensive front for the Ravens, and we just won't talk about those players. We'll just move right into the secondary.
Wait a minute. I could have swore I heard you rambling on about, I guess somebody called him Justin, Nnamdi Madubuike. I could have sworn you had an exchange about Nnamdi Madubuike. Did you or did you not?
I did.
You did. So now you can talk about him, but when before we started, the video rolled and you said, Odafe Owe, my bold prediction is he gonna get 4 sacks. No, I take that back. He gonna get 3. Word? Did he record a stat? Did he record a stat? I'm asking. I don't know. Did he?
I purposely did not review the stats before this show because I can honestly say I don't know. Oh, his birthday is today. See, that's what it was. He did not have the best game because his mind was, it was his birthday.
I'm sorry. After you hit a certain age, your birthdays really shouldn't matter like that. Like you should be focused on the game.
No,
and if you're not that focused on the game, we need to get you up out of here. Listen. Who would have thought on today, David Ojabo outplayed I'm sorry, what you say in the thing, Jason Owe? Who would have thought that Ojabo would have outplayed Owe against a horrible offensive line?
I don't know. This is don't know. I thought this was the game. Hey, Rod Wave. I thought this was the game for Odafe Owe to really get back. Oh, Shug. I would say sorry for the loss for the Steelers, but then I wouldn't be telling the truth. So I'll just say, see you next week.
100%.
Owe today, it wasn't his game. I thought it was going to be. And I was not right about that.
And what did I tell you? I said, listen, I want Odafe Owe to get 2 sacks today because he's so inconsistent. We don't know if he's going to get those last 2. I want him to get to 10 sacks. Like I want him to make it to 10 sacks, double digits. But this was his best opportunity. This was his best opportunity to do it. Maybe the Houston game may give him an opportunity because their offensive line outside of Tunsil, and he's not even playing really that well. But all right, Rave Kingdom. One last thing. How did you and Hendo feel about them hiding Cleveland
and not giving him one snap at guard? I figure, you know what, Rave, this is just a way for John Harbaugh to say, do you see? We made some changes. He can really come back and say, like Hendo was saying about Josh Jones. We made a few changes. We tried a few things, but we're going to stick with our offensive line that we had, our starters, and we had them intact. And that's where we're going. But we did. We said we would make some changes, or we might make some changes, and that we did. So that's all it is. It's a talking point for him to be able to say that he did.
100%. Shout out, Dante. Appreciate you for subscribing.
Thank you.
No, it's not just you. They love Hard R Ricard. Like, we're going in. His name is Hard ER Ricard. Get used to it. Hard R. They do utilize him a lot, and I understand because the offensive line, they need help. They need double teams. They need chips. They need him to do a lot more in the blocking aspect of it. But for me, you can potentially find a fullback anywhere. You don't need to pay $4 to $6 million for a guy that doesn't carry the ball. He doesn't really catch. All he does is chip. Me personally, one-on-one, I don't think he's a great blocker. I think he's a great helper. He's not a great blocker, but 2025, we're going into it possibly re-signing a fullback. Like, to me, that's ludicrous. 2025. So what happens, you put a fullback on the field, you're taking away another weapon for Lamar Jackson. You're taking away a possibility for a big play, a first down, for a guy that has to help somebody that John Harbaugh refuses to take out the game, even though he had the bye week to sit back and say, you know what? Some introspection. Let me reflect on it. I was wrong. He's not been doing as well as I thought he has. So let me do some things. No, they're going to deploy a fullback and say, oh, he's a tight end that just doesn't catch passes. So yeah, it's just amazing to me that Hard R Ricard is still on this team.
Yeah, they for some reason, for whatever their reason is, whatever the reason might be in their minds, they like Pat Ricard, and so
that's not his name.
Patrick, you're right. They like Patrick Ricard, and so because of that, that's just what we're going to have to continue to see. The only time that when Harbaugh likes someone, whether we think that they are the best player or not, is us, people who are at the end of the bar. We don't really know anything. That's fine too. So Pat Ricard, we'll continue to see him.
First of all, Jonathan Harbaugh, my name is Hendo Parks, and I sit at the front of the bar. I sit at the front. I don't let nobody tell me I had to sit in the back. I sit in the front.
No, he didn't say the back, just over at the end.
Yeah, but I'm at the front of the bar. I'm not at the end. I'm at the front. I need that man to hear me clearly. Move on.
Yeah, well. But yeah.
Yeah, back to the defense. What were we talking about? We were talking about Odafe Owe?
Nope, we were talking about that secondary.
No, secondary. Okay. I mean, listen.
Before we move on to the secondary, Michael Pierce was back. And
you want to tell the comment that you made?
No, do not. Don't. Please. It was an observation.
It's the truth, though, especially from his first time with the Ravens. From then to Minnesota to now, there has been a transformation, and he did not go on the Biggest Loser. He did not. It's the biggest gainer. With a real stout. But he can move around for a big guy, though. And what did you say? What was your comment?
I don't recall.
For him to be,
I saw him out there chasing. For him to be a robust young man, he was out there chasing. One play, he was out there chasing. He was out there chasing the quarterback, and that was all I could take. I'm sorry. That wasn't the end of your comment.
You said he's out there as big as he is, doing a better job at rushing the passes than Odafe Owe. You did say that. You said he's doing a better job than Owe at his size, rushing the passer.
I did say that last part. I was like, okay, now this is bad that he is doing a little bit better, slightly better at rushing the passer than Odafe. Hi, Rodney. How you doing? Tough loss today
Okay.
for the Panthers.
Yeah, it was. They cost me. PSA's nimble. They cost
Yeah.
me, but that's another story for another day. So,
Mm,
defensive backs. We're talking about defensive backs.
yeah.
Listen,
Oh, but board, before we go there, board. Yes, Robert, you did. You did. And I remember I said, well, why? What are we looking for Chris Board? And you're right. So, yeah. Yeah. Now,
yeah. I mean, he
uh,
listen. He's shown when Roquan went out that
yeah.
he can deliver, and I think that he deserves more playing time. You know, we originally signed him as a special teamer, but he's worked his way up. And once again, if you get on John Harbaugh's good side with special teams, you get more snaps in other places. And he took advantage of that, and he's actually playing well. Now, the question was brought up, and I didn't want to mention this because I hate being made a fool of. I hate looking like a fool, especially when I know certain things, and then I just say, you know what, y'all right. I'm going with y'all. Bump it. I'm following the masses. So I said before the season, Trenton Simpson played well versus the Steelers in the final game of the prior season. And everybody said he's ready to take over for Patrick Queen. And I'm like, he's not. It was against the backups, and he's not ready. Like, he's not ready.
No.
Did anybody see Trenton Simpson on the field? I didn't. Because I changed my tune about him. I looked at the preseason like, this dude is everywhere. He's out here making plays everywhere. I guess everybody was right about him. He can come in and make the plays that Patrick Queen couldn't make. And I don't see him on the field. Is it more to do with him? Is it more to do with Zach? Or like, what's going on with that? So I guess that's another reason why Chris Board is getting a little more playing time, because Trenton Simpson is not living up to the hype.
Nope.
And also, Malik Harrison is playing better than Trenton Simpson.
He is.
I'm glad we got rid of Dairy Queen, but hey,
No, that wasn't nice. That wasn't nice.
that's what Jay calls him. Jay calls him Dairy Queen.
Okay.
Left in the game, the Eagles kept the ball for the rest of the game. I've never seen that before. That's what you do when you have an offensive line and you have a play caller that knows keep the ball away from the other team's offense.
Yeah.
That's how you win the game. You do that for as long as you can, score, you win the game.
Yeah. There you have it. Ravens, fun, like spoiler alert, Ravens are in the playoffs too.
Yeah, Ravens in the playoffs too. Like,
so just spoiler alert, Shug, just not sure if you knew that, but we are.
With the Dolphins losing, even though Cincinnati won again, there is literally no way that those teams are going to win the rest of their games and jump over. I think Los Angeles, I think the Chargers lost, or they were losing the last time that I saw. So theoretically we're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm calling it now. We're in the playoffs. We are.
How come this is the first time we're seeing Tez Walker? Yeah, you know.
Because, hey, David, the only reason that this is the first time we're seeing him is because the Ravens did not plan on showcasing him this season at wide receiver, but because of the
special teams
fact that no, not even that. Because
it was the special teams play. If he had not made that special teams tackle, he would not have gotten a snap on offense. I can almost guarantee you that.
I think it has more to do with the fact that they don't really like Deontay Johnson and they're looking for someone else to stand in. That's what I think it is. But it could be a combination of both.
Both things can be true. Yeah, yep. I mean, he's being petty. I'm surprised that they didn't sign Dayton Wade off the practice squad and insert him into the lineup just to be spiteful.
Just to be spiteful. Listen, don't speak it into existence. It might. Hey,
first of all, Dayton can play.
Yeah,
he can play. Give that young man a shot. Let's see what he can do.
Slicer, yeah, you're starting to have concerns. I've had them ever since, all season. And
I hope so.
Hey, Go Man, thanks for being here. Thank you. One of the great channel members. Thanks for your support and thanks for being here. Go Man said that this game was impressive. Okay.
I mean,
there were portions.
Lamar was impressive.
I was about to say there were portions of the game that were impressive, i.e. Lamar and a Jackson 5. The fact that, Mark Andrews now sets a new record for the franchise. Yeah, that's impressive. The fact that Justin Tucker, he was perfect today. Yeah, those are some great takeaways. But
I'm not saying Tiz isn't good.
along with that, Goman, there were some things that were not so impressive. So let me ask you this, Goman. Was there anything about this game, and this is for everyone too, was there anything about this game that, and some of you have already said, that gives you a little bit of concern, especially as we head into Ravens Steelers week?
Mm.
So, but we can, as you all are typing that in the chat, we'll continue we'll move into the secondary. Yeah, Brandon Stevens still is a concern. Brandon
Okay.
Stevens, and like Hendo said, it was like a domino effect. One person decided, oh, I'm gonna get a penalty, and then we just continued to get. What are we doing? That to
Mhm.
me is lack of discipline, lack of good coaching. We should not be in, this late in the season, and you know, when the commentators say, yes, the Baltimore Ravens, they are the most, they lead the league in penalties, the most penalized team in
Yeah,
the NFL.
yeah.
Isn't, but it is true.
That was your take from the game, Agnes? I was sitting there praying right
Every
before Lamar threw
time.
that touchdown, right before the half. I said, please don't put Tucker in a situation where he got to kick a 40, 50-yard field goal. Lord, please do not kill that man's confidence. Somebody
Mm,
do something. And they
mm.
scored a touchdown. Yeah. So him kicking extra points does not tell me that that man is still the GOAT
Yeah.
by any means. And
It
look at
was
Josh.
good to see. It was good to see our Darius Washington. It was
Mm.
really good to see our Darius. He gets the pick for
He
us.
dropped one.
I know he dropped one. He did. But
Ooh.
Bill's about to drop 50. Yeah,
Yeah,
someone said it earlier. The Bills Mafia, the Bills fans are just so obnoxious.
man, listen, I don't mean to get in the Bills Mafia
I
talk.
can't. I know we're going off on a
I know,
tangent. Sorry.
but
Where's the rabbit? But
I
we
can't
have.
stand them people.
Oh, they are the worst.
It's this one person, Dorothy Hunter. Shout out to Dorothy Hunter. Always coming in my videos talking about why you hating on Josh Allen? Why you saying he not the MVP? I'm like, I like Josh Allen. I didn't say he wasn't the MVP. Listen to what I'm actually saying. Like they feel so slighted. Even before the Bills played this game, Bills Mafia like, look at Lamar Jackson's stat pad. He didn't play the fourth quarter, first and foremost. And I know they're not talking about stat pad. Let's talk about them winning games versus what, 3 teams with winning records? And Josh Allen his teammates getting down to the 1-yard line, him vulturing those touchdowns. We're not going to talk about those things. That team is the most stat paddingest team on this planet outside of the old New England Patriots. So
Yeah.
I'm tired of them trying to take away from what Lamar's doing. If you want to pump your quarterback up, if you want to say he's the best, I'm all with it. I don't expect you to do anything less, but you don't have to tear another man down to pump somebody else up. You're mad because with all Josh Allen's touchdowns combined, I don't think he has as many touchdowns as Lamar has passing. It's cool, bro. It's cool. And just like if Josh Allen ends up winning the MVP this year, I'm not going to be mad. It is what it is. I'm not worried about an MVP. Your franchise lost 4 Super Bowls.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
I'm sorry.
That's embarrassing.
Your team lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls, and y'all think that's a flex. Y'all think that being championshipless is a flex because you went to 4 Super Bowls. Your main concern should be, hey, Josh Allen needs to take that next step and get us out of the AFC Championship game and into a Super Bowl, because that's what we're worried about over here. We would like for Lamar to get an MVP. We'd love for him to have his 3rd MVP. But if he doesn't and he takes his team to a Super Bowl, who cares about the MVP? That is something y'all want, because your expectation levels for your franchise is a lot lower than ours. We've been champions. We were champions with the Colts. We won a Super Bowl with the Colts. We won NFL championships before they started Super Bowls. So the city of Baltimore in football, we know what it means to be a champion in football. So these extra awards don't mean ish to us. So y'all want to keep on talking about my quarterback and talk about what he did or didn't do. I don't care who you are and what you did. The man threw for 5 touchdowns. He's 3rd in NFL history with 6 5-touchdown, no interception games. When can Josh Allen say that? But do you remember you hitting me up saying, well, Josh Allen leaped over a grown man? When has Lamar done that? Ooh, so exciting.
I will just add to that. David Hunt, good evening. I see you. Hey, Ravens 3rd ring. Yes, we are due for the ring. I will just add about the
How
Bills.
about the Ravens?
The only thing that I will say, yes, it is true. Week 4, I believe, we routed the Bills.
They don't talk about that either.
No. But where I'm going with this is,
I know, but I'm just saying they don't talk about
yeah,
that.
they don't want to talk about that. But my point is, if we were, and this is a question for everyone watching, and then we'll move on from the Bills because that's not why you guys are here.
We ain't here for that.
Yeah, that's not why you're here. But if we were to play the Bills next week, seeing the inconsistency in our team, whether it's on offense one week or whether it's on defense or whether it's on special team, seeing the inconsistency, how confident do you feel that we would be able to beat the Bills if we were to play them now, this late in the season? And the reason I ask that is because week 4, early in the season, it's a win and I'm happy for it. Great. But by now, teams are, at least those who are really serious about contending for a title, those teams are finding their stride. We always hear Lamar Jackson say, you don't want to peak too soon.
Right.
Those teams are finally starting to peak. Would we win if we played them next week?
Yes, because I'm gonna tell you like this. Your man Dan from the Buffalo Bills. You remember how before we played him, how hard he was going in his streams,
Oh, yes.
how hard he was going. I was in his stream. And at the end of that stream, that man said, look, I don't care what happens the rest of the season. I don't want to see the Ravens again. He is a diehard Bills fan. And he said, I do not want to see this team in the playoffs because he knows we have their number. We have the speed and the size to keep up with Josh Allen running down the field. We have the secondary sometimes to keep up with their wide receivers. To keep up with their wide receivers. Sometimes.
Maybe.
It depends on how we get
That's a question mark. That's a question mark, okay?
But that's a part of their insecurity because they know that the Ravens are a better team. They know that Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback. And they know if we see them in the playoffs, we are going to take them out. I hope and pray that we get to see the Bills in the playoffs. Because I want to hear their excuses when we take them out and beat them down. Now, if we can get this line together, we can get the secondary together, we can win a Super Bowl. Lamar can will us to a Super Bowl.
But it's not just that. It's not just, if we can get the O-line together. Now it's, if we can get the O-line together, if our defense can continue to make strides in the right direction, if Justin Tucker can continue to be consistent, because we saw it today. You didn't have to go there, Jay. You didn't have to do that about my guys.
Nothing, nada, none, zilch,
I did
zero.
not look at the stat sheet before tonight's game on purpose, so I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I don't know.
You don't have to look at a stat sheet to see zero.
I need to look at something to confirm. I need to look at something to confirm that my guy did not record a single stat. I cannot answer that, so I move on. Hey, DDSQ. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot to fix. So it's not just, one thing. If we could just get this one thing right. It's, can we get the O-line? What about the penalties? Can we get, better?
Facts. It was third down. Third and goal. We stopped them. We stopped them on third and goal.
Ramsey J, this is true story. I stepped away from the television. I had it on, but I stepped away because I was preparing for the halftime check-in. So I did not see.
It wasn't even really close to halftime at that point, but okay.
It was a few minutes before halftime. Yeah, it was.
It's really convenient. It's really convenient.
No, I had to step away. So I cannot confirm nor deny the truth of the validity of your statement. So, I can't be held.
David, this is 100% on point. And somebody put something on Twitter about the guys that Ozzie Newsome drafted versus the guys that EDC drafted. They said something like, and I'm paraphrasing because I know I'm wrong, but he said Ozzie, as far as the offensive line used to go and defensive line, they would draft, let's just say, gangbangers. They would draft guys that had attitudes and was ready to put in that work, so to speak. EDC drafts scammers. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
I will say this, Jay the Six, about Oway. He recorded a stat. Okay, Agnes, yes, she has faith in Justin Tucker. I'm going to believe you. And I think moving into Steelers Ravens rivalry
It's tongue
week.
twister, isn't it?
It is. You guys try and say that real, 3 or 4 times real
Steelers
fast.
Ravens rivalry week.
See?
Yeah, it's tongue twister.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister. I'll just call it rivalry. I won't even say rival because that's the word that gets us mixed up. It's Ravens Steelers week. There you go. Ravens Steelers week. This is going to be all right. We're going against a better team, much better than the Giants.
Oh, okay.
Much better than we're going against a better team in terms of our competition this today. All right, let's see who we are as a team. We're going to find out on Sunday. There you have it. We're going to see. We're going to see if Justin Tucker can remain consistent. We're going to see if our O-line is really that good. We're going to see if our defense can create turnovers.
That's not what I want to see.
Oh, okay.
I want to see, can our coach out-coach Mike Tomlin?
Well, I think the answer to that is unequivocally no, but we're going to have to find a way to win despite that. Because if that be true, what is his record against? What is Harbaugh's record against Mike Tomlin? If you know it, drop it in the chat, or if you Google really fast, if you have fast fingers. But what is Mike Tomlin versus John Harbaugh's record win-loss?
It's like 15-21, 15-22, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Because I think
they
they've
had Saturday. Oh yes, that's right. It's the 10 days with 3 games.
Yeah.
Yep,
Saturday.
it is Saturday. Yes, thank you, Robert. So relatively a little bit of a short week. We play on Saturday. So okay, Ravens, what are we doing?
We rested our starters. That helps.
It does.
But,
every bit
but
helps.
Once again, we still need John Harbaugh to get outside of himself, get outside of his ego. We keep saying this. Mike Tomlin said the Ravens are built on analytics and they are a predictable team. I watch those games and I see no matter what the score is, the Ravens could be up by 2 touchdowns. Mike Tomlin looks as calm as can be. And I'm like, bro, it's the beginning of the 4th quarter. You down by 2 touchdowns. And he just walking down the sideline like, watch this. And they always come back and win. So,
yeah.
I mean, we need to rest him permanently.
Hey, Sean Cole's another one of my great channel members. Jeff J is a channel member. Thank you. Thank you all for being. Yep, Sean Cole's. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we need to rest 77
for good
permanently.
Right there. I love it when you do that. Question.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I have a question, but I'll ask it after we address this one.
Question. You think Harbs has more influence in draft with EDC than he did with Ozzie? 100% he does. You have to look at it like this. When Ozzie came through, Ozzie was a Hall of Fame tight end. Became the general manager coming over from Cleveland. His first 2 picks hit him out the park. He's drafted well outside of wide receiver. He's drafted well throughout the entirety of his career. And his drafts and his free agent pickups led us to a Super Bowl 5 years into existence. Cleveland in his whole existence couldn't win a Super Bowl. 5 years after they came to Baltimore, we won a Super Bowl because some of the additions like the Sam Adams, the Michael McCurry's, the draft picks like the Jonathan Ogdens, the Ray Lewis's, Peter Bullware, like those guys coming in helped us win us a Super Bowl. John Harbaugh was a relatively new coach. We had already won a Super Bowl with Ozzie, so Ozzie had clout. Then we ended up winning a Super Bowl with John Harbaugh. Now, when your boy EDC decided that he didn't want to go anywhere else and stepped up and became our general manager, John Harbaugh is now a Super Bowl winning head coach. So now when it comes to discussions, I should have a little bit more input because I took this team to a Super Bowl. So apparently I know exactly what I'm doing. And yes, in my opinion, he does have a lot to do with the draft because he's the one that wanted Ben Cleveland here. John Harbaugh is the one that wanted to draft Ben Mason, the tight end out of Michigan. That's why we get a lot of Michigan players and certain guys. So he has influence on some of the people that we do bring in. And I do think that when EDC drafts, sometimes he takes his head coach into consideration. But you can't put it all on Harbs because a lot of these picks were from EDC and they were just bad picks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit before my time. So I will defer to Hendo. It's a bit before my time as a Ravens fan. But I do see a point from Slicer59. Harbs is a fool to keep Stevens on the field. Is he a fool to keep Makari and Falele on the field? Or how about this, Slicer? And this is not just Harbaugh. This is EDC too. or whoever made this decision, were they crazy to say we're going to entrust our offensive line to be able to do what it needs to do, and they're all practically rookies or inexperienced players at their respective positions?
Mhm.
So this team, we just sometimes make bad decisions. We mismanage money. See, I'm going off on a tangent. Okay, so I'm about to go on a tangent. Where's my little rabbit that keeps me focused? But
There they go. There you go right there.
Dorothy,
That's the Bills fan.
I know we were just talking about you, Dorothy. We talked, well, but Hendo talked you up.
See how
Thank
we
you.
not a team? See how we disjointed like the Ravens locker room? But it was me. It was me.
I
Anyway,
didn't even know Dorothy. I was just talking about the Bills being just obnoxious fan base
fan base.
being, some of you guys are just a bit obnoxious. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, Dorothy. Hopefully not you, but some of them I've
No,
encountered.
Dorothy just misconstrues things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. Lions down. Listen. Okay. I'm
They
not
done?
watching.
They won? They lost?
They-
They lost? The game is over?
Let us know if you're watching that game. Is the game over? Is that
Yeah.
game over? What was the final score? Lions, Bills. So anyway,
Anywho.
we do have a question from Just Toronado.
Which question is that? Is it
She
this
wants
one?
to know, can the Ravens maintain their momentum and address penalty issues to secure a critical victory against the Steelers? Ooh, good question.
Just Tornado,
Excellent question.
you funny. Like, I
Wait,
didn't know you were that funny. Just Tornado.
Tora
Yes.
is so funny.
We
If you
haven't-
want a laugh, but
Right.
she's going to tell you, she's going to give you that biblical inspiration, but she always ties in a bit of humor with it. She does an amazing job. Click on her avatar, help you navigate through these vicissitudes of life.
I didn't know in 17 years we addressed those penalties, but now we're supposed to address them in less than a week.
But when has it ever been to this
What's up, Jose?
degree? When has the Ravens, where we are consistently going into week 16, continuing to lead the league in penalties? When has it been that obvious? I'm not saying that the Ravens don't have penalty issues or didn't have them heretofore, but this year it just seems to be so pronounced, more so than previous years. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but I mean, you really expect him to address that when, in some instances, you are starting the same repeat offenders. Pat McCarry is not that guy.
He's not
Constantly getting a penalty, but yet and still you keep putting him in the game. You keep rewarding him for bad play and making mistakes. So how can you address that? What are you doing differently than you did 17 years ago to stop the penalties from happening? Now, yes, there are varying degrees of how much that it happens, but it's still happening. It's still, discipline has always been an issue on this team, and he doesn't seem to do anything about it. So I don't see any of that happening. Now, hopefully Lamar takes it upon himself and just carries this team. I can't count on Todd Monken to call a good play, to call a good game, because he's just so up and down with it. I can't count on John Harbaugh to make in-game adjustments. I can't count on Zach Orr, because when we play better teams, you see the results. But he's learning, he's getting better. Let's see what he learned from that first Steelers game to now. Now, they did hold him to 6 field goals. Give him all the credit for that. But what have you learned from that first game that you can carry over into this next game? Because this is a game that we need to win, just for our psyche. We need to win this game, because if we see the Steelers in the playoffs and we've just lost to them 2 times in a row, then what? And I understand that it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. But when you've lost to a team 8 out of 9 times.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that the Ravens are, at this point, this late in the season, even considering making the changes that are needed. So we are stuck with what we have. It's the hand we've been dealt. We have to figure out a way to make it work. Hey there, Deshaun. I don't know. Kansas City, those fans they're something too. I don't know who's worse, but I'm not saying the Bills are the worst fan base. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that
Bills
this year.
I don't know what happened. There was a turn in the bill. The Bills fans used to be so nice and so respectful, and
They
like
used to be.
it would be some banter going back and forth, but it was nothing too much. And then something that's overnight just snapped, and then it's like 80% of the Bills fans woke up one day and was just like, "I hate Lamar Jackson," and then it just went on from there.
Hit
Like
the like button.
somebody hypnotized them or something. Like I don't know what it is. Like Lamar lives rent free in most Bills fans' head.
He does.
Because we could be saying nothing about him with Josh Allen of the Bills, and out of nowhere, oh, Lamar threw 5 touchdowns. Oh, it's only because he played the Giants.
Well, right, but I think it's because they feel slighted because they think that Josh Allen should have won MVP last year. So there's that.
And that's
Whether
fine. If
yeah.
Josh Allen wins it this year, I'm not going to feel slighted about him winning it. It is what it is. They vote who they vote for.
Yeah, as long as we
And
win the Super Bowl this year, it doesn't matter who's the league MVP. DDSQ,
I
he
didn't want
said
that. I didn't
dead
want
cap.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't want that at all.
DDSQ talked about the dead cap space, and even more if you are if you consider you're getting nothing from Marcus Williams, add another 17 million. This is what I was saying earlier.
Mhm.
Before you
start, we can't blame Sashi Brown for this.
I'm going to still, at the end of the day, blame Sashi for this. But this is what I'm saying about we mismanage funds. We don't really steward our resources properly. And now, as you pointed out, DDSQ, we're going to be in a deficit.
All right.
That's it. So we got to figure some stuff out, cut corners here and there, rob this one to pay this one. It's just not the situation. Dorothy said, make a video about it. He probably will, and it'll be very successful. Thanks for the idea, Dorothy. I'm glad you're here. Make sure you hit the like button too for us.
I don't want to, Dorothy. I did it already.
He might do a sequel, right?
For what?
Because
Listen,
Dorothy wants to see it.
It is what it is. Whoever wins the MVP, they win the MVP. I really do not care. I don't care. I'm worried about who's winning Super Bowl MVP. That's my concern. I want my quarterback to win a Super Bowl MVP
this year.
This year.
This year.
This year.
This year.
But
all
yes,
right,
I'm sorry. As far as the resources go, listen, dead cap hits killed us. We have a lot of things going on. And like you said, we need to win the Super Bowl this year. This is the season we need to win the Super Bowl because next season we have a lot of free agents hitting the market. One being Ronnie Stanley. And I know a lot of people had a lot to say about Ronnie Stanley leading up from the injuries, but we don't have any other options at left tackle right now. Do you want to put Josh Jones in at left tackle? Or do we swing Pat McCarry over to left tackle and say, you know what? Let's re-sign him because he's a free agent as well. Let's re-sign him.
No.
We're gonna lose Brandon Stevens.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of guys. And then you have to think of the future of Tyler Linderbaum and Kyle Hamilton. Their fifth-year options are coming up. And that fifth-year option is fully guaranteed money. So that goes directly to the cap. So you have 2 first-round picks. So you need to add that on to the cap going forward or sign both of them to long-term deals, but that's still taking money away. So we need to get things together right now and win the Super Bowl this year. But to do that, we need the front office and we need the head coaching staff and the players to all be aligned. And right now, I don't think that we are.
No, we're not. We are not. See some dialogue going on.
Of course, that's
77 can go. He sure can. And Brandon Stevens, that would be addition by subtraction. So no hard feelings if we don't re-sign him. I'm just saying.
Listen, Linda, listen. I have been one of the harshest critics of Brandon Stevens from the time that they drafted him in the 3rd round, a running back. I mean, he played corner, but a running back out of college in the 3rd round, when you could have obviously gotten him maybe in the 5th, maybe in the 6th. But I have seen the progression of what he has become, especially once they decided they were going to let him play one position, learn one position, stick to it. Stop moving him between corner and safety. Let him just stick to corner, learn a position, and get better.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Now, as bad as Brandon Stevens has been playing, he gives up yards, but he doesn't give up touchdowns. So, yes, it's frustrating just to see the ball whiz by his head every time and he can't get his hand up. I mean, Nate Wiggins had a pick 6.
I'm going to give a...
But he's too busy. He's too busy trying to get a big hit. You know what I'm saying? Like people miss certain things, but Stevens isn't giving up a lot of touchdowns, a lot of penalties, a lot of yardage, but some of those things can be fixed. Now, what happens next season? We let him go. We throw Nate Wiggins over there to start full time, and he's not progressing the way that we thought that he would. Then where do we go? Desmond King wasn't the answer. We saw that this game. Tre'Davious White wasn't the answer. We saw that this game, and this was versus lesser competition. So where do we go? I know we're going to draft the first round corner.
We're going to draft I was just about to say, you know what we're going with this. We're drafting a corner in the first round.
But is he going to be ready though? That's the
Who knows?
question.
The general answer is probably not. There are some exceptions to the rule where they come in from the day one as a rookie and they hit the ground running. The learning curve for them, minimal. Sure, it happens, but it doesn't happen every single time. No, it doesn't. So,
and if Stevens is just a guy, why can't Nate Wiggins supplant him?
Nate Wiggins just needs more, more practice.
But if he's just a guy, why has not anyone supplanted him? Then on top of that, I look at all factors. And like I said, I'm not really a big Brandon Stevens fan, but they put this guy on number one wide receivers. They put him on number ones. You know he's not your best corner. But yet and still you tried him out against number one guys. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
They're not helping him at all. Zach Orr is not helping him at all. But I'm just saying, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll draft a corner in the first round. That's what we'll do. And we'll hope and pray that he's ready day one. And if he's not, well, we'll get over it. Let us know in the chat. And I saw a question from Sean Coles, and we'll get there in a second. Let us know in the chat, what were your final takeaways from this game? Overall, were you pleased?
Thanks.
Were you had mixed feelings about it? Happy we got the win, obviously, but certainly some areas for us to grow in a very, very short time since we play on Saturday. Let us know. Drop it in the chat. Your overall thoughts on this game.
Who's Keith Mitchell? You play with the Ravens?
A healthy scratch. I looked at that, Jeff J, and I said, what? Why? Either A, he has some type of medical setback that we're just not able to, we're not privy to. Either that's the reason.
Shut him down.
Or B, I don't believe in us stashing anybody. I'm sorry, because we had a stashing conversation about OBJ last year, and we didn't do much with him.
Facts, Jose. We didn't draft Nate Wiggins in the needs more time round. We didn't draft him in the developmental stage round. We took him in the first round when we needed an offensive line, where we needed several offensive linemen. Several.
We need to call.
What's up, Cohair? I don't know.
Hey, Cohair. We need to call Zeitler and beg for him to come back. Beg.
Well,
no, Evans. Okay, Evans. I'm not there
yet. You can't even say it with confidence. That's the problem.
I know.
You can't even say like you like Evan.
Evans.
Why would you say that? I mean, yes, we've lost every game we played against them. Fans won in the last 9. We've won 2 out of the last 13. What do you mean?
I don't know. The question from Sean Coles was earlier. He wants to know, what do you want to bring Calais Campbell back? He said, Hendo, at least with Calais Campbell. Where's the comment? No, I can't find it. But
it doesn't need to be found.
It does. There we go. At least he won't refuse to play. I knew it was the second part. Do we get him for next year at age 39, pushing 40? He's 38 now. Don't know when his birthday is, but he'll be turning 39 on his next birthday. And then.
So you've never seen Avengers Endgame, right?
No.
So in Avengers Endgame, fighting Thanos, and he says, we have a Hulk. Meaning we got a big guy too that can come in here and do what you do. Like, I ain't scared. We have a Brent Urban. We have a 6'7" guy that can knock down passes and not rush the passer, who can clog up the middle and stop the run, but not rush the passer. We've got that guy on this team already. I understand. I love Calais Campbell. He is a great character guy. He may be an an awesome coach in the future. But for the price that we would have to pay him versus what we can pay Brent Urban to do the exact same thing, why would we bring him back? And I understand he's a fan favorite. Loved him with the Cardinals. He ain't all that in Miami. But Jacksonville, outstanding player. Great first year with the Ravens. Steady decline pass rush wise. So what would be the purpose of bringing him back to stop the run? We have run stoppers.
Yeah, we have Michael Pierce. I believe Michael Pierce. I believe him alone. We do have another question. This one coming from David Hunt.
Nobody want to know Jabo.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if you
No.
throw Owe in there, maybe.
Stop. Now we're not doing that. We're keeping Owe. David Hunt wants to know, how did you get the name Hendo? Asking for a friend, the Rogue Pod. Hendo, how did you get the name?
So, lunch break hot take. I was in their Discord, hanging out, just, something to do. I don't normally befriend strangers, especially online. So I'm hanging out with them, and we just in the Discord, and then it just became something a lot bigger. And we spent so much time in there. And I mean, so much time together. Like, it was crazy. So what happened was, Jose used to always talk about the other side of Ravens YouTube. Because, apparently, supposedly, we're on one side, other people on the others. And he would always talk about the gatekeepers of information for Ravens YouTube. So I came up with the name Ravens Online Ungatekeepers, because I was ungatekeeping information. I was sharing the knowledge that I had or the things that I thought. That's where I came up with the name. But then Jose was like, hey, if you're going to actually get into this thing, you need to start treating it like a business. And when it came to that, I was like, all right, cool. That name's really not going to fit on a lot of stuff. And it just doesn't roll off the tongue. So what I did was I just shortened it up and just said Rogue, even though Rogue is not spelled that way, obviously, but that's how I got the name. It stands for Ravens Online Ungatekeepers, but it's just a short version.
And what about Hendo?
Hendo, that's what I was called in the military. So my last name is Henderson, and in the military, they used to call me Hendo all the time. So I just got that from that.
There you go. And I think so. If you have questions for us, because we are about to wrap we're about to wrap this show up in a nice, neat little package for you. If you have any final questions that you would like us to answer, please leave your questions in the chat right now. Otherwise, enjoy the win, family. We got it done. We did. We have a short week. We play on Saturday against the Steelers. Make sure that your post notifications are turned on, because you don't want to miss random live streams, pop-up live streams this week from myself and Hendo. You just never know.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I was too busy in the comment section.
That's why I said it right then and there. Okay, so let's move on. Let's just keep moving. Let's just keep going. Let's carry on. But if you have questions for us, let us know. Yes, Coera, he went rogue. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody calls me roguish. I don't know where they get that wrong. The simplest to be.
That would be me. Good question. David wants to know, does Bateman end the season off on a high note?
Yes, he does.
I think so.
I think he's finally put it all together. Like, I think he's finally understanding what the team actually needs of him. And actually, I think that he got out of his feelings, because I think that he was hurt by the fact that they drafted Zay Flowers, even though they may be cool, but he felt like he was the number one receiver, especially that year when it's him, Tyler Wallace, and James Prochet. He was the leader of that wide receiver. And then you bring in another guy because they feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So I think that his feelings may have been hurt a little bit. And being that he was so young, he took an immature attitude about it. And that's why certain things didn't go down. That's why he never showed up to Florida when everybody else did to work out with Lamar. But I think now he's putting everything together, and it's starting to show on the field. Lamar's starting to trust him a little bit more. So that's why I think he will end the season on the high. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, not you. Laughing at Tora. Just Tornado. That's not what I said, but okay.
Yes, just Tornado. We're looking forward to Yolanda going live. Yolanda going live every day. But it is Steelers week,
No.
so you might see us a little bit
You
more
might
than
see us.
normal.
You just we I can't make any promises,
I
but you're
can't
right,
make it.
Osmond. Yes, you don't turn on your post notifications, subscribe to everyone. Hendo, myself, Lunch Break Hot Take, Coach Evans, everyone, all of them. Sip to Tally, more Sip to
Yeah.
Tally, just
Raven
subscribe.
C.
Ravens, everyone.
This is
Engraven, all of the Ravens YouTubers. Subscribe. Going to be giving great content this week, especially because we have to. And I say again, we have to beat the Steelers.
no
But
David. You can't
there
listen, my name is Kanye West, and you can't tell me nothing.
Agnes says
What?
that's right, Agnes. Content all month long because
Okay,
it was
all month long.
someone's bright idea to do a 31-day challenge. But yes, we do have another question. Nightmare Kilo wants to know, is it? Oh,
I'm
sorry.
But this is 0. The answer to that is 0. It's going no touchdown.
Here's a question. How many touchdowns will the Steelers score? Now, blissfully thinking about it, I want them to score 0. But realistically, I think our defense can hold them to. Last time we held them to only field goals. I say
You're gonna do it
only,
again.
but so let me not use the word only.
They're gonna do it again. Listen, Pickens is hurt. We don't know if he's gonna play next week.
Yeah, and TJ Watt just so I think we can hold them to 14 points. And that's on the high.
So the answer to his question is 2.
Yeah, I think we can hold them to to 2 scores. That would be the max.
They're gonna score 9 points. Told y'all Lamar's gonna throw 5 touchdowns. I'm telling you right now.
I'm thinking 10, maybe. I'm thinking
prediction, Steelers will not score double digits next week.
There's a question before you move. Yeah, that one. Nightmare Killer wants to know, is it possible we get 2 1,000-yard receivers?
There is a small possibility that we can have 2 1,000-yard wide receivers, but the way that things are shaping up right now, Bateman will fall just short. And the only reason I think that Bateman's going to fall just short is we're going to beat the Steelers next week. The Steelers, the week after that, are going to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. And depending on how things shake up, the starters may not play week 18 versus Cleveland. Now, if he plays week 18 versus Cleveland, we can have 2,000-yard receivers. But if they sit the starters, I don't think that it's going to happen.
I think it would be a stretch. How many yards? Let us know. Drop it in the chat. How many yards does Bateman have currently receiving? How many?
He has 800 and something. I know Zay has like 916.
I know Zay is in the 9s.
He's like 916.
Okay. So certainly I think we're going to see the 1,000 yards from Zay. But Bateman, it'd be nice. It would be nice.
What you and your members got going on over there?
Member privileges. Members can ask for videos, not just videos.
Huh? Say that again?
I said videos. They can request depending on what tier it is. Let's move on. So
listen, members of Yolanda's channel. My members don't talk to me, so I ain't worried about this. Members of Yolanda's channel, y'all can request live streams. Y'all can request videos.
Wait.
No, we're adding that because of the loyalty that they show us, showing up each and every time that we go on. So,
correct. And I've already fashioned my tiers for the memberships, and none of which include requests for live streams. However, if you join Hendo's Patreon, go to patreon.com/ROUG. A pinned link should be in the comments. You can request live streams on Hendo's channel. Yes.
Where they do that at?
They do it at Hendo's channel. Question, Hendo, what did you do to have Yolanda rope you into these sessions every day? It was his idea.
It was my idea. So I felt obligated to be her accountability partner and hold her accountable because sometimes she wavers.
I do not.
She wavers on things that she says. She makes bets and doesn't pay up. So just to make sure,
don't make bets.
You sure? And I don't mean bets.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining. We appreciate you. Thank you. We will see you very soon. Yeah. You have to give the customers what they want. That's right, Osmond. Thank you for that. Hendo?
He was talking to you.
I think he was talking to you, but let's
just talking to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you trying to end the stream.
Thanks, Black Eyes.
You don't have the power today. Did that go the way that you thought it would?
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit.
That's all right.
Family is a great win for us. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Yes.
We get 24 hours to celebrate this win. enjoy it.
Not
And
even.
I don't even know if we
I'm
get
starting. I'm
24
starting my
hours.
Steelers stuff. I'm starting my Steelers stuff early tomorrow.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if we know, because normally the saying is you get 24 hours to really, enjoy the win. I don't know if we, thanks, David. I don't know if we get 24 hours simply because we play on Saturday. So we might have to turn the page so that we can start talking a lot of smack about those Steelers, because we're coming for them. We're gonna win, right? Right,
Right.
family?
We don't. And we don't want to hear. We don't want to hear Suge's mouth anymore. We don't want to see that little smug look on his face, sitting there like, "Huh, we own you guys." We don't want that. I don't want to have to speak to my brother again. Like, yeah, I know. Y'all won. We're the little brothers. I don't want to have to do that with him.
Yeah.
We got
All
work
right.
to do, and
We got some work to do.
We
And
will
we're gonna
do it.
and Hendo and I will be here this week to talk about the work that needs to get done.
Wait a minute.
So with that, we're going to say goodnight.
I said videos.
Mm-mm.
No videos?
Osmond said, you got to give the customers what they want. If you want live streams this week, as we talk about the Steelers Ravens matchup, leave a thumbs up in the chat. Spam the thumbs up in the chat before you go, and then hit the like button on your way out.
Yes, indeed. We do appreciate you guys for hanging out
you.
with us. It is still 119 people in here. We are an hour and 20 minutes into this live stream, and y'all still riding with us. Like, I'm totally surprised about this.
Thank you.
I didn't think,
Thank you.
I was just mad she made me show up.
See, look at the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Keep the thumbs up going. Give me a couple more. If we get a few more, you're going to get some more live streams this week. Oh, Just Tornado came in clutch for us. Thank you. Thank you. Black Ice. I see.
I forgot my banner. You see, all the talking you did, you made me forget my banner.
Oh, 86 Ghost wants me to do a video as if I were a Steelers fan. Oh, okay. I can do it. I can do it. I think.
My banner. I forgot my banner.
Okay.
He wants you to do
try.
What? No.
86 Ghost wants me.
No.
I know that's his video request, and he's a member, so he's gonna get a video. I will try and cobble something together later this week. People are gonna look at my channel and gonna say, "What is she doing?"
You tell them in the beginning.
I thought her name. I am. I'm certainly gonna say that in the title, the description, and the first couple of seconds.
AB request that she not say why she's doing the
all
video.
right. Well, I appreciate it. Nope, the request has already been put in. No time. There's no amendments that are going to be made.
You can't tell the channel members there are not amendments. It doesn't state it in the bylaws.
Okay,
it doesn't state it. It doesn't state it in the
much.
description that we can't change our minds.
Thanks for being here. Yeah. So, good win, family, for us. I'm happy. We have work to do. Some things we need to clean up, and we will now turn the page to start the week that we enter into Steelers, Ravens, Steelers, however you want to say it, that week.
Thanks, Coach. Can't do precursors. You just have to put the video out. Let the people figure it out for themselves.
It will be all of like 30 seconds. No. I'm not going to give it away. All right.
I'm glad my channel members don't ask me to do nothing.
If you are a channel member of Hendo's,
you're a hater. You're a hater.
Okay, thank you. Or if you are a patron of Hendo's, please make sure you request live streams and let him know what you would like to include in certain topics that you'd like us to cover or him to cover, because he will, happily oblige. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, still too many penalties, lack of awareness, both sides of the ball. We look sloppy sometimes.
3 games to get it right. We got 3 games to get it right. Listen, since there's still 100 people in here, Yolanda, like, we might as well just make it a 2-hour stream.
All right. Well, that's my cue. Good night. You all stay safe. Take care.
That's how you do the people.
Stay blessed.
That's how you do the people.
Stay blessed.
That's how you treat them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Oh, wow. Now,
I can do that.
You're being
I can
messy.
do that.
Yeah,
I can do this, bro. I can do that all day.
Oh, gosh. Wait. Steelers colors are black and gold. Do I even
black and yellow?
Black and yellow. Gold, yellow, whatever it is. I do own yellow. Okay, I do. I have something yellow and I have something black. Okay, great. I can at least pull that off. All right, so that video will come out. Oh, I can't believe I'm agreeing to this. I gotta let me think about it.
It's no thinking. It's no thinking. You put it in the description of if you sign up for this tier.
Let me go and make some.
It's too late now. It's too late now. I've already taken pictures because I know how you are. Right. I am your accountability partner. I hold you accountable for everything that you say out your mouth.
Oh gosh. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, we got to get up out of here.
We are.
Get some
Because
dinner,
I have
watch
some
this
soul
Sunday
searching
night.
to do about this video that I'm supposed to do.
That's right, Black Eyes. Keep up your work. Like, she's putting out amazing content.
Thank you, Black Eyes. It's
She's
so
listen.
sweet.
If you need to learn about football, she's putting out videos with football tutorials, certain terms and technologies and certain things like that people may not know. And as some grown men, they don't like to admit it, it's certain things that they don't know about football. And you can learn with her. She's not telling you that she knows everything. What she's saying is, I'm learning football right now, and I want you to learn and grow with me. So if you don't know, now you know. Go over there, check her videos out. She's putting out some dope content. Check out all the other Ravens content creators, like she said. You know what I mean? Just doing
Yeah,
our
we
thing.
support. And I see you just tore out a listen. I know. I got to pray. I got to pray.
Wow, blasphemy,
I
huh?
know. Tora, gee whiz. I thought you were gonna be on my side. Team Yolanda, right? No, I guess not.
No, it's Team Hendo. We might have to do a challenge one day. Team Yolanda versus Team Hendo.
No.
And ask.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No, because you'd win. I'd come
you
in
don't know
second place.
that.
I'd
You
come
don't.
in
You don't
second
even.
place.
You don't know. You don't even know what the parameters
It doesn't matter.
of the
I'd still come
challenge
in
be.
second place.
But anyway, so Sean, he played for the Cleveland Browns. He played tight end for the Cleveland Browns, transitioned into the front office when the Cleveland Browns moved to Baltimore. They made him the general manager. So yeah.
Okay.
And Browns fans, that's why I have so much sympathy for Browns fans, because we got their team and immediately won the Super Bowl. And they've never come close to winning the Super Bowl, except for 2 years versus John Elway, where he just ripped their hearts out. But I feel for them. They just have the worst luck. See?
Thank
That's
Thank
exactly my point.
you. Thank you, Sean Coles. Right, but I don't
Listen,
talk as much as Hendo, so this would
whatever.
probably
You
be
talk more than I do. They just don't know. Shout out to Mr. Galloway. Listen, I told y'all
Mr.
last time, go over to my
Galloway.
man's channel. If you want somebody that was there before hip hop, that's the guy to
You know
go
what?
to.
See.
If you want to see somebody that was sitting in this chair and watch hip hop be birthed and was like, oh, what is that? That's the guy. He knows it all, puts out very, very dope content. Check out my man, Mr. Galloway, and everything he has going on. He does original music. Listen, if you need music for your videos, if you're actually doing a movie or anything like that, he can do the score. He's a very talented brother that I have known for a very, very long time. So make
Oh yeah,
sure
you have
you
to
go
listen
check.
to Mr.
Make sure you
Galloway's.
go. No, Hendo is not older. I turned 40 in January. What? Why you put my business out there?
I mean, because you don't like to tell the truth sometimes. So I was just trying to help. Help.
So check out old man. I mean, Mr. Galloway and all the dope
He doesn't mean
content.
that, Dre. He's just being mean.
Nah, it's not wrong with being old. Yes, Osmond. He is that old.
No.
He know what? Dre was born before hip hop. I'm telling you. I'm
But
not even lying
you
about
put
this.
his business out there. You just said, "Oh, why you put my
That's
business?"
that's my man. I love him. He know ain't no, we do that. This is what we do. It's no malice behind it. This is what we do. It's my man. Okay. You hit my man up. Like, hit him up.
Yeah.
Hit him up. Then
reach
you
out
got
to him.
then you got the Marsh beats. He does the beats. He did the beat. I'm gonna have to bring back the Rogue Pod theme song. He did that for me. So they do some amazing work. And I'm not telling you
I
this.
need to reach out to them. Yeah,
And I'm not saying this because that's my homeboy, because Dre will tell you, even though that's my man, that's my brother. If he does something, he'll tell you. When he makes stuff that I don't like, I tell him that sucks. Because I ain't gonna front. Like, I keep it a bean. I keep it a buck all the time. And my man does some dope, amazing work. He was the one on my theme song. I'm gonna have to bring that back next week. So I'm gonna do a little intro and have the theme song in it so y'all can hear it. So
yeah,
make sure y'all check them out. Now we're starting to ramble. So it really is time to get on up out of here. Yolanda, is there anything you want to say to the people before we leave and depart them for the evening?
Thank you very much for spending some time with us, recapping this game. Good victory for us. Let's go Ravens. Let's clean up some of the deficiencies. Let's focus. Let's get prepared and be well coached for this upcoming game. But thank you for your time. We will see you very soon.
Appreciate you, Sean. Listen, when I was growing up, all of my friends, and this is something that was a shock to me. All of my friends told me that they became my friends because they thought I was going to beat them up. And I'm like, why? I'm the nicest person in the world.
Wait.
And they said, because you look so mad all the time. I just thought you just wanted to fight all the time. And I'm like, I'm the most jovial person anybody knows. Yolanda, do I get mad, Yolanda? Do I have outbursts?
Not
Do I
like that.
that's
Not
do I
like
get
angry, like, oh, I'm
do I
just,
get
lashing out. No, but you do say very mean and not so nice things about Odafe Owe frequently.
I mean, because I gotta tell the truth. Somebody in this world has to speak the truth. Like you cannot have a friend or a person in your life that's always your hype man. That's always telling you you're right, you're doing great. If you have that, how can you get better? How can you improve on yourself if you always got somebody hyping you up? And I'm just that person just to come in and be like, yo, your stuff do stink, but I love you, and we're gonna make it the way it don't stink no more. You telling me in the stream? All right,
No,
appreciate
I was
y'all.
saying Big Reg.
Oh, what's up?
That.
You said this about the Giants, bro. I don't pay Large Reginald any mind.
He's not mad at you, Sean Coles. No, he's just,
Oh, no. Bro, listen, I've said this all along. We can have debates about football, about anything in life, and regardless of what it is, as long as we respect each other, ain't nothing to it. Like, I can move on. I have kids, I have grandkids, I have bad grandkids. So you have to look at them and be like, you broke my whatever. And then 10 seconds later, you got to love on them and just be like, yo, it'll be okay, and teach them. So all of that stuff, nah, I don't take this stuff too seriously, because there's so many things in life that are a lot more important than football and opinions. And for me, I don't think all my opinions are right. I don't think that I'm right about everything. Now, Yolanda will tell you 99.9% of the time I am right, but I won't tell you that. I'll let them do it for me.
no. Yes, 86 Ghost. Yes, B Square. We are trying to get you back on YouTube.
Are
You
you?
and Big.
I need you. No, I need what I need from you, Brandon, is I need for you, if you're going to do it, I need you to stop playing. Like, if you're going to
Mm.
get in it, get in it. Don't halfway do it. Don't play around with it. If you're going to do it, do it. And you know me, I'm always around to help people. If they try to do something on YouTube or whatever, any information, any knowledge that I have, I give it to anybody. Like, I tell anybody. I was in your man stream for like 20 extra minutes because people kept asking me questions that they should have been asking the host of that stream.
Well, that was very kind of you. Very altruistic.
I don't.
Mm.
I have not. I have not started my. I have not started my editing company yet. But you know what? That is something that may be in the works. Something that I may add to everything else that I'm trying to do, because
Sure.
YouTube is cool. YouTube is cool, and right now I'm winning the game of YouTube in certain aspects, to a certain level, to on the lower level, on the minuscule level. I'm winning on a minuscule level, but I'm trying to do things outside of YouTube, trying to grow, trying to expand, trying to make this a business, and I'm trying to bring all my people with me. And all my people are not just all the people that you see on the screen or in the stream, so that I talk to. All my people is anybody who is a genuine person that truly needs help and do things for the right reason. And that's the community that we're trying to build here. Those are the people that we're trying to bring together. And when we say, come on, join the Discord or join this and join that, it isn't all for us, because we give back and we're trying to help everybody. Because with YouTube, and I wasn't going to tell anybody this, but actually tonight I was going to film a video for my other channel about how YouTube changed my life.
Mm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, all of this stuff is a vessel for bigger and greater things. And it's a vessel. What are you doing? It's a vessel to help people out, because just like YouTube helped me out in certain ways, and it's helped me financially, and it's helped me grow as a person. I've always been a confident person, but it brought out another side of me that I didn't know I had. And just to give you a quick synopsis of the video I'm putting out, I always thought in my life, from my upbringing, from the things that I didn't have, from the way that I grew up, that I always lived my life that I had a fear of failure. I almost didn't do YouTube because I lived my life thinking that I had a fear of failure. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to look stupid. I didn't want to get in front of a camera and embarrass myself, until recently I realized I don't have a fear of losing. I have a fear of winning. And that fear is, if I start to win, that means I have to dedicate myself more. I have to put in more work. I have to be more responsible than I already am. And I'm already all of these things times 10, but I have to take it up another notch. And will I be able to maintain these things? So everything that I thought of growing up was completely wrong. And yeah, I don't know, I'm going on a tangent, but yeah, starting to get a little emotional. But yes, I appreciate y'all. And like I said, Anybody ever have a question about anything? I don't care if it's YouTube, sports, life. If you hit me up on Twitter, I'll talk to anybody and I'll give advice to anybody that needs it. Because what we do and the people that I surround myself with, it's not for show. This ain't for clicks. It ain't for likes. This is real life. And I've experienced a lot of it. And I've experienced a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about. So if I can help anybody in any way that I can, I do it. I do it. And I guess we can leave on that because, I'm starting to get a little sappy now.
That's right, Osmond. He should really think about being a motivational speaker. I think that's right. I think that's right.
I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna listen to me.
Don't say that because sometimes you never know in life who needs to hear your message. It might be a blessing. It might be a blessing to someone else. And you stop yourself well short of the finish line because you say, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to listen. Even if you touch one person's life, it's not in vain.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to leave you with one thing. I'm going to leave you with one thing. Then we're going to get out of here. So I was at the gym one morning, and all this stuff just hit me at one time. And I realized, make them uncomfortable with your confidence. Make others uncomfortable with your confidence. And know that you can do anything that you want to do. Because I never thought that I could come on here and talk in front of a camera. I never thought in a million years that this would be me. Very confident, but I'm a Capricorn and I'm an introvert. And I stay to myself. And I don't like making waves. I don't like attention. I don't like a lot of things. But I realize when you make people uncomfortable with your confidence, you can amass many of things. Because I go to the gym and I'm not the biggest dude in the gym. But I realize when I walk in front of them dudes, hulking out on them things, and I just get in the middle of them and do my thing, they looking at me like, he ain't supposed to be that confident. And they leave. And I look at them like, all right, whatever. So make sure that you make people uncomfortable with your confidence, because anything that you want to achieve, anything that you want to do in life, you can do it. Now, you may not have the means to do it right now, but you can always find a way to get better. And that's what I'm here for. And that's what I'm trying to do in my life. I'm trying to improve my life, and I'm trying to improve the lives of the people around me. And Yolanda can tell you firsthand, I believe I'm extremely selfless, and I'll do anything. Anybody that I bring into my circle, I'll do anything for. I'm a very protective person. And I do for people that I care about. So leave you on that one. Yolanda, say goodnight to the people. We got a little too emotional at the end. It's supposed to be football. It's supposed to be hard, like, grown men stuff. Let's go. Let's do it.
Before we go, Equip Institute said she's going to reach out to you via me. She does a month show of Black men in February, and she'd love to connect with you about participating. That is so sweet. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is so great. This is so good. Yeah. Thank you, Black Ice. Life is about being life is multifaceted. And so while we love football, there's so much more to us than just the beautiful sport that we love. And you never know, when you stick around, sometimes you might get a nugget of wisdom or just really good conversation along the way.
All right. Yes, indeed. Hey, it is what it is. Once again, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Hopefully you enjoy what we do, and we will see you sometime in the next week.
Tomorrow.
You told me not Monday.
I didn't say tomorrow live stream. I said you will see us tomorrow because we have either a video short to release.
But there are some subtle underlying things when you speak. And I told you how this conversation, I'm not going to do it over the air, but you already know how that message is going to sound.
How will it sound?
Hey, Hendo, guess what? Got an idea. Listen, I I said I was going to put out a video tomorrow, and I know they said we were going to live stream. We weren't going to live stream, but I think that would be best if we live stream, just give the people what they want, because if they keep asking for it, we should give it. Hey, Hendo, listen, are you listening to me? Listen, don't tell me no, because it's not what I want to hear today. Don't upset me. That's how the conversation is going to go. And I'm just going to sit there looking at my phone like,
That's sort of kind of in an unconventional sort of kind of way how the conversations go.
That's how conversations. I think that is, I
Sometimes.
have 100 messages in my phone of her always just saying, "Listen, I know we said we're not going to live stream tonight, but guess what? We're going to do. We're going to give the people what they want."
Yes.
Oh, but let's rewind it. 2 messages before that. And I'm so tired. I don't think I can live stream this week. I already have some videos set aside, so I think I'm just gonna put my videos out.
He is letting all of the secrets out tonight. Wow. Okay. Now you know what goes on behind the scenes. And when we show up on camera, trust me, it's been a journey.
Yeah, my phone be so hot from all the messages. But we about to get them out of here. For real, about to get them out this time. Appreciate
Bye,
you guys, and we will see you when we see you
tomorrow.